Hello, everyone. Okay, we're live. Um, Good afternoon, everyone. This is since it's a social media month, I believe, and on July, we will we would like to thank, of course, Franz Pinzon, for accepting our invitation. And before we start, let me introduce myself to those people who doesn't know me, and Bella from Entrepreneur Beach Club. So I'm Orly Darnaila from Entrepreneur Digital Philippines. I'm the founder, and I'm with my co-moderator from Cameroon, Bella, our social media and community manager. Why we're doing this kind of webinar because we wanted to help and support our fellow business, small business owners, especially those who are affected by COVID-19. And we are trying all our best on a weekly free webinar from different industry. And for now, I would like to introduce Franz Pinzon, and so that we could start our free webinar. Okay, Franz, I'll pass the mic on you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, thank you, Orly. I'm Franz of FluxPro Digital. We have over 30 clients over Asia, specifically in Malaysia and Philippines and Singapore. So I'm part of the team that founded this company, and we actually go and serve mostly small business as well. So there are some industries that in need of help over the years, and we've dealt with a lot of them. And yeah, I'm just happy to be invited here to talk. Thank you, Orly, and to the team of Small Business Heroes, and hopefully you get some useful marketing advice from this session. So yeah, our topic is launch your business online successfully. So how and what are the necessary tools that you could use to launch your business? So even if you've been in the industry for a while and you haven't really fully transitioned your offline efforts to online, this is going to be a key determinant for you. So first, launching your business online, it's generally speaking, you want to make sure that even before you start, you already have a good chance of making it or succeeding. So launching involves three factors, and that's time, that's the money, and also strategy. So time, because while there are those overnight success stories in the industry, probably you've encountered those ones that have already gotten so much traction online the moment they launched. But the reality is roughly 90% only of the total cases go through those overnight success. So sorry, 10% of that, but 90% would be going through the entire customer funnel. So obviously it takes some time. It takes days or weeks and even months before the whole funnel, the whole journey of the customer is completed. You have to face that reality when you launch a business, when you deal with customers, whether you're providing a product or a service. So money, because while marketing marketing your business online used to be free before, the latest updates on Facebook and on Google even, they give you little to no choice now but put budget on advertising. So on the other end, it's the strategy, because there are existing tricks and workarounds that do more than reach and engagement. So it gets you sales. So that's the upside to spending a bit more than just putting your efforts or brute force into organic posts. When you put money in posts, aka you run ads, that's when you start expecting those to have a return of investment. So obviously sales is a priority here. All businesses would need to have some revenue not just to survive, but to thrive in the industry. So here are some steps that do exactly that, given you've set them up properly, of course. Number one is defining your best angle. Number two is posting on social media. Number three is running online ads. And then 4 is SEO writing. And then 5 is having an online store or joining a marketplace. I have a 6th step, but I'll reveal that later on. It's the final one anyway. So yeah, let's go over the first 5 steps one by one. First is defining your best angle. Now, there are many ways to present yourself online, but you have to find your best angle. So you have to become different from everyone else. So no matter how minute, you could find makes a big difference when it comes to marketing yourself. Find that angle and amplify it. So it goes without saying you must study your competition first. So that's also one of the best parts about being online. You have all these ways to find the best practices of the most successful brands out there, regardless of industry. So whether you're in that same industry and you find McDonald's to be one that you look up to in terms of marketing themselves, then so be it. Just find a few of those steps that they take into marketing themselves online, and off you go. So a tip would be you have to list, you can list 5 to 10 businesses that you look up to the most. So yeah, don't think about the industry, just find your top 5 or 10. And then next is you list 5 to 10 also that are your direct competitors, if any. And then the next would be 5 to 10 international counterparts. So if they have an exact industry that's outside of the Philippines, for example, or whichever area you belong to. For instance, if you're more focused on a neighborhood, like if you're a hair salon, then find an ideal one that's probably outside of Metro Manila or outside your city. So what you do next is you check their Facebook, their Instagram, their LinkedIn, etc., all the social media platforms that they are in, and then visit their websites and then browse through the first 5 pages of when you search their business name on Google. That's how you basically stalk your competitors and people that and businesses that are influenced and that influence you. So by the end of this exercise, you should have a better grasp of which marketing executions you want to copy for your own brand. Now, the second step is posting on social media. So I don't have anything against social media organic posts, because the bottom line is they are still relevant today. So it would be a definite must to create a Facebook business page. So once you do that, you need to build your following by regularly updating your feed or posting. So if you've already set up a Facebook page and you're not sure what to do next, you're not alone, because there are some frequently asked questions from business owners that we've talked to. In my experience of dealing with businesses, whether they were clients of ours or just people who asked and reached out to us for some tips, they have those. They sometimes get distracted after launching or creating their Facebook page. So the first question that they always ask me would be, why is no one liking my page and my posts? And the answer is 3 words: the newsfeed algorithm. So when Facebook was still new and we could see everything that our friends would post on the feed, right? So today, though, that's impossible because Facebook has become too crowded. So the solution was through the algorithm. And that's something that has taken a while for businesses, even in the Philippines, even abroad, to accept. But these days, if you're a business page on Facebook, only 5 to 10% of your normal posts, or AKA the posts that you don't boost or run as ads, are seen by your fans. So that's also even in personal. So if you notice that there are sometimes that you're posting something that you think it's engaging, but maybe you've posted too much already in the day. So that's the 5 to 10% percentage share of the feed organic posts. So if you're not getting any reactions from your posts, it's probably because your content is not engaging enough, or the solution here is to better understand your followers and what makes them react to posts. Another question I usually get asked is, do I really have to post every day? And we go back to the fact that only 5 to 10% of organic posts are seen by your fans. And as you get bigger as a brand, so we're talking about 100K fans, types of brands online, the percentage becomes even lower. So posting is not by volume now, but by quality. However, if you don't post regularly enough, people won't be able to build a stronger relationship with you. So they might have already forgotten about you if they haven't seen anything in over a week. So on the other hand, if you post too often, there's a tendency that your followers would find it annoying, and they might start, ignoring or blocking your posts from their feed. So that's even worse. So you have to find a balance, accounting for the industry that you're in and the type of followers that you have. A healthy amount of posting would be between 2 posts per week and 1 post per day. So just gauge it. Finally, the question I get asked the most is, what can I do without running ads? So can you run a business online without running ads? The short answer would be no. And the long answer would be, well, if you want to maximize and to get the most out of Facebook, you have to pay. Again, that's the 5 to 10% rule. So if you want to go over that hurdle of the 5 to 10% rule, you have to invest in ads. Now, there are 2 ways to do this. You've heard of boosting posts, and I think a lot of us have, or at least tried to maybe put some money in one of the posts that we think, or Facebook told us that are doing well. And the other way is running ads through the ads manager on Facebook. So boosting posts is the super entry level way of running ads. They're the same essentially, but instead of doing hyper targeting ads, you are targeting audiences that you're limited to their location only, their age, their gender, and interests. So instead, we would recommend you use Ads Manager. It's not just about getting the likes and the reach anymore, which is technically what boosting does. It's about running ads with specific goals or objectives, and you can even hyper target your audiences and use proper content, whether that's videos or images, and then you push them, even carousel, and then you push them to respond to your ads by putting it and maximizing the placements. With that said, the third step into launching an online business, so we mentioned about having looking for a best angle first, and then the second one is posting on social media. The third one is running online ads. For simplicity, here are some sustaining ad strategies that will arm your business. So number 1 is split testing, which is, believe me when I say that the secret to scalable advertising campaigns is split testing. I'm sure you probably heard of that. Yeah, for context, split testing or A/B testing is the same. It's the strategy of testing every single variable in your ad. So Facebook, Instagram, and Google have split testing, but you just have to implement them differently. So because we're limited with time, I'm just going to focus on Facebook. So on Facebook, the key to a successful split test is by testing all the variables. So that means you have at least 2 options when you test them. And it's either your audience, your caption, your image or videos, your headline, or your call to action button. Now take note that if you are going to split test, you have to run them all at the same time per variable. So you can't just do it half-ass, but yeah, you have to make sure that you properly test them equally within the same environment. Otherwise, the results won't be conclusive. So the second high sustaining ad strategy is audience retargeting. Again, both Facebook and Google has it, but I will focus more on Facebook. And with Facebook, audience retargeting is ideal for both new and old businesses. So with new businesses, you say that you have a website, and you could use those results to retarget them on Facebook. Meaning, if someone visits your website or clicks on a button there, maybe you have an e-commerce website and they decided to purchase something, or maybe they changed their mind and they didn't purchase, you could use these results or these events and run them on Facebook Ads Manager, and then you're able to retarget them. So there's already a recall on their end because they've already been to your site. So for all businesses, though, say you have a database of 5,000 customers, for instance, and you've gathered it through the years of running. Maybe you're a restaurant. You could upload the list on your Facebook to retarget them for upcoming promos about your next lunch deals, for instance. So yeah, those are the two ways that you could do retargeting on Facebook. Now, the third and ad strategy is using a wildcard Facebook audience, is what I call it. Wildcard because these are the ones that might be something that you have overlooked because you're mostly just focused on the location and the location, the age. But the wildcard audiences that I speak of is something that Facebook already has. These are niche audiences, and they're useful for startups and new businesses online. And so you just use them accordingly. And the first wildcard audience is the engaged shoppers, or you're targeting people who are known to buy something on Facebook and are likely to click the buy now button again. So they've had some purchases using Facebook. The second audience would be the early adopters, or the targeting of people who have the tendency to be first in trying new things on Facebook. So Facebook will find a way to decipher an individual or a user on Facebook and see if they have the tendency to be more open to new products or new brands. So that's how they decipher early adopters. The third wildcard audience is the users that have done international travel in the last year. So normally, if you're into traveling abroad, you roughly go once or twice, maybe thrice a year, right? But now, of course, there's COVID to take into account. So we'll just bypass that, the 6-month target or option, and use the traveling within the year, international travel, or even those people that had an affinity to buy luxury items. So this suggests that they have the purchasing power, the high purchasing power, and they have a lot of disposable income. So that would suggest that they would have some inclination to buy or to spend something that they haven't really tested out first. Now that we're done with the wildcard audiences on Facebook, the fourth strategy on ads is integrating Google Ads with PR. Now, we're going to shift a bit towards Google Ads. It's a hybrid strategy with PR when you marry the two together. Google Ads mixed with digital PR efforts, when done right, you could bring you long-term positive results. So that's a good investment also. And PR is generally a bit more brute force, combination of brute force, and they're cheaper than ads. So first, you need to conceptualize the main keywords that you want to rank high in. So with Google Ads, just so you have some background on what it does, it's basically what used to be Google AdWords. So you invest in keywords, you put money on keywords that are relevant to you. And if you want to rank high in there, or you want to rank on the first page, then that's what you invest in. So there's a bidding process with Google Ads. And essentially, it's the same as Facebook. It's just that you have a need. It's need-based. So when a user searches something that's relevant to you online, your ad would pop up on the very first page on top. And that's how it goes. So you use the same keywords, these same keywords that you run on Google Ads, and you incorporate it in your PR campaign. So SEO writing, news and influencer coverage, maybe even the social media mentions, like your messaging on social media. Whenever you do your post, you have your go-to terms. That's how you make it work. So eventually you would rank multiple times on the keywords, and that's perfectly fine. You relatively are new, so this would make your credibility high, given it some time. So the benefit of integrating the Google Ads with PR is the way you can control the narrative online. So for example, there's a misunderstanding of how your product generally works. So you're a new business and you haven't had the chance to really demonstrate how it works. So, or for example, there's bad PR, some misinformation that's happening. When you keep track of these searches about you that are misunderstood or misrepresented, you can fix that by, using this. So hijacking the keywords that were used that don't necessarily agree with what you are pitching, and you could readdress it. So if your brand is being linked to an information that you don't care for example, you wouldn't want that wrong idea to keep spreading. So what you can do is invest in those keywords, and that will lead users to your content that clarifies everything. And you can use it to promote another side of your brand also. So yeah, that's another trick that you could use when it comes to addressing misinformation on on Google. Now, the fourth step to launching your business online is SEO writing. SEO, or I think I've mentioned this before, yes, it's search engine optimization. It's simply the process that you do when you want to rank high on the searches, so on Google specifically. So why would you want to invest in SEO writing? Because even though it takes 6 to 8 months, which is a long time, to start climbing up the search ranks, it's much cheaper than Google Ads, and also it's more long-term and it's more authentic. So it will take some time, roughly 6 months, 8 months, 1 year. But if you keep at it, of course, given that you don't stop, it could give you very high returns in terms of branding. And once you are able to establish that, it's hard to go down. So as long as you don't stop. So based on experience, if you keep posting SEO articles regularly on your website, like your blog, around once a day, maybe thrice a week, you could climb the ranks all the way up to the 3rd page in roughly 3 months. So just extrapolate that, your efforts. Of course, if you already are related to some brands that are higher ranking also online, that really helps. So a lot of the factors that Google puts in takes into account is the reputation that are linked to your brand. So yeah, to take those into account also. So the 5th step to launching an online business successfully is via online store or marketplace. So obviously this applies to e-commerce brands or businesses. So if you're an e-store and you manage to be on Lazada or Shopee, this is something for you. We've encountered this also, this question several times, and we always believe that it never hurts brands to mingle with the others, of whether or not online store or marketplace. So marketplaces, which are Lazada, Shopee, Carousel, there's a lot of out there in Philippines alone. They work because they've captured their own loyal users already. And any new brand that wants to get some exposure and sales very fast could use these marketplaces as jump-off points. Now, as soon as you reach the desired number of loyal buyers, like returning customers, for instance, they from your e-commerce platform or from Lazada or Shopee, for example, that's the time that you could consider building your own e-commerce site. It's a lot more investment that's involved. So yeah, maybe just raise those funds first. But yeah, I mean, just find a way to use WooCommerce, for instance, to build your e-commerce site or platform. So the next step is to convince those customers after you've service them through Lazada or Shopee to go to your website. And why would they want to go to the website? It's because you have other products there that are not on Lazada or Shopee. B, you have lower prices there, so you give them discounts. And then C, you get them in that loyal customer funnel, wherein you would give them first-hand information or direct information when you are gonna throw in a promo in the next month, for example. So that's how you reward their loyalty and build the website traffic at the same time. Now that I've told you about the extra step before, this is the sixth one. Just when in doubt, being a customer service hero is always a surefire way to succeed. So the most successful brands online always excel in customer service. So, because humans are naturally generous in giving sincere compliments. So if you provide them great service, it only takes a little ask from you to have them put it on writing. So the best part about this one is you don't have to even pay someone to give you a 5-star review. If they're happy with their customer service, then they are more than willing. So just ask them. That's the bottom line there. And that ends my talk about launching your business online. I hope you were able to find some cool tricks there. My final advice on this matter is allotting as much energy in marketing as you do in day-to-day operations. So this is the high time for marketing, specifically digital marketing, because the competition is much higher now because everyone seems to have veered offline and more towards online. So yeah, this is the perfect time for you to upgrade your efforts on digital marketing. So yeah, I hope you are able to get some information, useful information from me. So thank you.
All right, I'm back. Thank you, Franz. That's a very helpful, insight about like people who are, shifting to online. Uh, I will start my question. What do you think? Because right now, as we can see, well, generally, well, in my timeline, you will see this kind of like online, because yung mga house products is like because of the crisis, it's booming, and this is the alternative para sa kanila. What do you think the most practical, para for those who are, I called it, of course, non-tech or not too savvy in terms of algorithms, and
Yes.
in terms of what we're discussing. Definitely, this video or information. By the way, guys, we this is recorded. You can watch this replay, and you will review all the informations or the teaching of France, we could use. Now, going back to my question is, ano yung mga practical, what do you think the practical tips for those who are now like shifting to online, bigla online seller, online selling, because these are like hot right now in our feeds because
Yes.
they're looking for alternative. So ano yung mga practical lang muna, to start with
To start with.
para sa kanila? Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think, it's one of those things that you could easily establish is, Lazada. If you are an online store, of course, the basic would be Facebook is always a given, and Lazada, if you're an online store. There are other options that you could go to, but those are the ones that has the most visits, and people that use them very often. They're very active online. So it's almost dumb to not even consider putting yourself or promoting your business on Facebook. So that's my advice on this one. Make sure that you are on Facebook, or even on Instagram if you're more visual oriented. So Facebook has a much older demographic, the target, but the Instagram has a much younger demographic that they're targeting. So yeah, you could take your pick of these ones.
And follow-up questions. What are do you have any? We're talking about the people who are shifting to yung mga newbie, no? And any particular tools that you'd like to share? Of course, for those who starting, I suggest Canva, diba? But any other tools or they could use to improve their, because you're talking about the content and the split, of course, for non-entrepreneur or professional expert like you, or in our industry. Let's teach this. Let's teach them, or you shared your maybe what do you call this, hacks, di ba? For starting, kasi hindi nila alam eh. Marami ako personally, I support my colleagues and friends, no. I buy to local, 300 pesos, 100, and I know it's very important. But this episode, like for example, what you're teaching to us, oh my God, I'm telling you, I believe this is a very important insight that you're giving. So now, jumping to talagang walang background eh, di ba? Can you share your mga easy, or easy to use or friendly for them na all they need to do is to use their phone?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes. For us, kasi if your social media, I mean, number one is social media. When you want to promote instantly, want to get some views already very fast, that's definitely Facebook and Instagram. So on that note, you want to be able to have visuals, which is, I think, one of the main problems of a lot of starting business owners here. They're not very tech savvy, as you would call it, and a lot of them, they struggle with content. And the thing is, there are a lot of, you mentioned about Canva, you mentioned, but I'm going to mention also about these ways to reach out to independent, like freelancers, designers that are actually very active online. So there are groups on Facebook that you could just search. For instance, Startup PH would be one. And if you want to if you want to look into mga international freelancers, we also have Fiverr. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but it's actually a platform for international artists and voice actors. We were able to find some, even SEO. They promote them. I mean, they pitch services that are for cheap, so as little as $5. Of course, hindi yun ang only price that they offer. If you want to get more quality, then you could go a bit higher, and there are those other options. But of course, locally, Philippines, since they know their market, then I would always suggest that you go, and there's a big pool of talent here, and I think yun yung number one that I always get asked, like, I need content, and for us, of course, we service these requirements for people that they think they wanna start slowly first. So we get them to connect with users or freelancers that are experts in said visuals or even writing. And another option that they could look into that's very easy to use is if they have some small team, for instance, they're doing delivery and they need people, they need manpower. They could use some online platforms there, like have Asana, and actually it's a way to manage your team. So kasi maraming businesses, they don't want to go online because they're used to face-to-face interaction. Pero it's possible now to make sure that you're organized enough. You stay organized by emailing, pero Asana as a platform for managing the tasks for a small team, like 10 people, maybe even 5 people. You are able to do that now. So it's all possible through these online software. So these softwares that are available. So yeah, another I think would be these Instagram add-ons, apps that could be it could auto edit your images. So for instance, you have certain materials for your products that you're selling online. This is actually a good way to edit quickly, even videos. So marami naman, you just need to search. Actually, marami namang materials that are available, easily available online. Just have to look it up, and yeah, always look for free. If you're on a tight budget, kasi meron talagang options that are available online that are free. So maximize those. Don't go na muna. If you're limited, I would even suggest that you prioritize ads investment. So budget on ads before you take care of the others. Pero syempre, if you have the means to do it, why not? If you think that will make everything easier, then invest by all means.
I agree with you. Yeah, start slowly, and then if you think it's the time to invest on Facebook ads, especially if you're not familiar with using this algorithm, and this is something that you started a few weeks ago. Yeah, listen to Franz. Okay, we have a question, Franz, from the from the viewer, from Reggie. Hi, Reggie Ambas. Can you give tips on how to build the followers on Facebook, on Instagram, aside from asking from friends? There you go.
Okay, there are those are two different platforms, diba? I'm sure you're familiar that it's possible to run ads, like paid likes ads on Facebook, but not so on Instagram. So that's one that I will focus on a bit more. Of course, Facebook is through boosting even, or through engagement on Ads Manager, specifically as an objective is page likes. You are able to get followers and likes on Facebook. But on Instagram, medyo mas tricky siya because your ads there, they just run, but they don't necessarily have that button that you could just automatically follow the page. So yun yung nawawala sa Instagram. But what you could do is you run ads that are throwing in this interesting, very Instagram-oriented promos or contests that would require people to like the page. So you make sure that the call to action button, the call to action there is like or follow our Instagram page as one of the requirements to be able to follow or keep track of your promos. So it has to be very attractive, of course. So yun yung workaround that I see. Of course, this meaning you also run the post that you have on Instagram as an ad. So ang workaround there is you have to be a bit more descriptive on the visual. Siguro meron kang small text there that says follow our Instagram page, and then put that also in the captions. You might think that it's not necessary, but it always pays to be a bit obsessive about reminding them what to do next. Kasi ang tao they respond if you give them instructions. But if you just leave them hanging with your message, like with your captions, na kunyari, lang siya, very, quotable quote, inspirational, hindi sila magre-react as well as you would expect if you give them a parting call to action message, such as, don't forget to like our page, or leave your comments, or tag a friend. Kaya, those are very useful. So don't forget to always have call to action. Yeah.
That is correct. In fact, Reggie, you can watch the replay here. But I will just summarize it. I believe we were talking about content and engagement, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
So
I agree with you. Yeah. And in fact, if you have the means to, like Franz, what was trying to share, the split, that we did
mhm.
that. We did
Yeah,
that with our campaign. It's effective and
yeah,
100% effective coming from a marketer point of view.
yes,
So
exactly.
yeah, and in addition to France, Reggie, you can engage. What
Hmm.
that's what she's trying to tell. Engage, call to action, and don't just be yung idle doon sa may page mo or
Hmm.
sa page mo entry to maybe your group, no? Um, yeah, we have another question, Anna. So from Jan, France, we have
Yeah.
another question. So there you go. From Jan, since the topic is e-commerce and
Yes.
what's this? Small business online, I would like to promote. Oh my God, it's a promotion. Ewan ko sa'yo, Jan. No promotion yet. No, only friends and me. No, okay, since the topic, but we will. He's just promote promoting. Okay. Anyway, so my follow up question na lang is to France is okay. We have engagement. We have
Hmm.
now the of course the content and what do you think is the time to pivot or to what wag na gumamit na, or to move forward if ever for example their services is either product or food, ano yung what's the turning point sa kanila? What do you think na
Hmm.
para alam nila, okay, I
Time
think
to
this is
do
the
it.
best time to invest on Facebook ads since we're talking about to launch your business online successfully. And if you want to be successful, you need to understand if you're watching, you need to invest in your business. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, please answer, friends. What do you
So
think?
yeah, when it comes to when it's time to really go aggressive and ask for people to purchase your product. For example, if you're a restaurant, call because we do deliveries, so just applicable to the times now. It's anyway. Of course, now it's very much needed. I mean, everyone wants to get fed, but it's all about first building the excitement. So building the trust also is very key into to because you have so much competition right now, and you want to be able to ano man tawag doon, condition the mind and the mood of the potential buyer. So if they've already, given that they're already familiar with your brand, they've already followed your page, they've probably even messaged you for the prices, for instance. So that's the time, kasi if they've been involved and they've interacted with you online, tangible, meaning they message you, they've liked your post, or they've liked your page also, they followed your page. That's when you can start targeting them on the using the ads manager with promotions. So meaning they're familiar with your brand already, with your business already, and what you're servicing them. So maraming na businesses that they have this mistake that they can't help it. They want to already sell. Pero it takes some time. That's why I'm saying in the first part of the talk, it's you have to take them and put them in the customer funnel. So at first, they're just aware of you existing. Maybe they have some interest in food. For instance, maybe it's baked sushi. For instance, the next step would be taking them into engaging with your posts. So meaning, what do you think is a good like fusion with big sushi? That's a very interesting. I have no idea how to answer that, but for me, if you're obsessed and you want to try it, if you want to put in some, you want to contribute in the minds of the people who prepare this food. Maganda yon, diba? It's very engaging. So because you're asking a question. So the next step, once you've interacted with that question, that post, then you get them to buy finally. I think because that's prime na siya, prime to make a purchase. Of course, merong outliers, that people that just really went to your page and I want baked sushi. How much? Merong ganon. Pero for most of them, it takes some time to to really sit in on the idea. Like for me, for instance, with Shopee, it's just an interesting story that I like sharing. Last year, last December, they had this very aggressive way of promoting themselves because it was 12, it was December. It was Christmas time. It was season. It was the season to purchase and buy gifts for your loved ones. So what they did is they were super aggressive with their ads. On Facebook, on Google. I've seen them on YouTube also. This is Manny Pacquiao's video. And it got very exhausting for me and annoying for me also. I know that they were going to compete against Lazada because I heard them before, pero I wasn't familiar that they're actually launching late last year. So it came to a point that after 2 weeks, I downloaded their app and signed up because very borderline annoying na talaga yung ad nila. Of course, you don't wanna annoy people, pero it pays off especially if you're launching. You have to be very makapal ang mukha when it comes to promoting yourself. So I would advise you to not even think, hesitate about going aggressive when you launch. So of course, given you have the resources, given you have the people that you could help you launch this product with your business, with visuals, with the necessary the budget for ads, then by all means, please do it. That's how you also stand out kasi. As I've mentioned, there's a big competition now. Everyone's online, so you have to find that edge. And the only way is to, be more creative with the ads and even invest in those that are just awareness type of content. So invest in ads also that just, make sure that you are in the top of mind of people. So yeah, that's how I would attack it.
100% true.
Yes.
Yep. And okay.
Yeah.
Our friends from industry, of course, hospitality we're struggling.
Yes.
Hi Charm Gutierrez. She's from Palawan. I think she runs. Sabi niya daw. Thank you. I agree with France. SEO writing. Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
I consider kasi in my point of view, France, sa online seller kasi, of course, I consider them, or we consider this kind of shifting like a micro business. We have few friends also in a restaurant na operating, and in hospitality. And I believe these are small, I would say small or medium. Any particular what do you call this strategy that you like to share? Because these are businesses who has fans, and I saw what they're doing. I know the content is good, the what do you call, the design is good. So sa'yo naman galing. So wag na sa akin, kasi these are colleagues. I used to run a resto bar before, and I know that's why it's yung sinasabi mo. Tandaan niyo yung sinasabi ni France. Basahin niyo yung replay. Effective yung, promise. What are your suggestions, strategies na pwede mong i-share sa kanila, yung mga restaurants na until now open pa din, and they could add they could use your strategy or your what do you call this, like a consultation, what you're doing, helping them. Any suggestion or
Firsthand kasi you have to take into account the situation now that the demand isn't as high as what we're used to. So we're talking about the restaurants and even the hospitality in general. So the hotels and all that type of business that are within the tourism sector. So yeah, my advice to them is big concern yung safety and cleanliness, security of traveling. So medyo it's a known reality now to just really be able to have some foot in the door, have some people in the door, and yun yung what should be the perspective, that should be the mindset of the businesses that let's not expect siguro na it will go back to normal very soon. But what you could do is revisit your pricing. Maybe I'm sure there are ways na tourism, the DOT is very much involved with helping the businesses that have been very much affected by the pandemic. But for me, yeah, you have to revisit and make sure that you're covering your basic, you break even muna. Of course, but mas maganda if you're earning a profit. But for me, if you revisit your pricing and you think that you could have some deals muna, like for instance, solo for freelancers, this is an idea that you could run on as an ad on Facebook, meaning ano pa rin, very much following the guidelines of our GCQ, diba? Na ano pa rin, may physical distancing pa rin. So that would appeal to solo travelers, to like, you know, small business owners that have their free time. If they want to get away, it's sticking to, of course, it's staycation, but you're just traveling to a different city, which is also not so bad. So given within those guidelines, you can control them much easier, as opposed to business, you know, team building promos, or even family. So maybe one for individuals and for couples would be a good way to attract them. For a couple, syempre, definitely, two is better than one. So you could have a promo that is involving just, you know, the couples, you know, the boyfriend, girlfriend, or those that are going to celebrate their anniversary. Merong ways kasi to maximize what you are dealt with at the moment. So yun yung, for me, you have to break it down to, you have to go back to the pricing and your usual, and you see if there's room to decrease or have promos such as these ones. Kasi anyway, weekends kasi is probably the highest, the peak for a lot of businesses. So that's restaurants and hotels. It's a lot of weekender activities. Pero what about the weekdays? So that's something that I've also been thinking even before. Now, how come in the Philippines, it's, of course, actually, if they want to answer me on this one, because I'm very curious, how come in the Philippines, the tourism industry is not as, you know, they don't have promos for weekday getaways, which could attract, which actually could fill some gaps in their sales, diba? Because not a lot of people do weekend trips on weekdays. So that's a way to fill those blank, those hours, those days na medyo empty. So that's another thing that you could revisit also or consider when it comes to, you know, recalibrating your prices and your promos. So yeah, maybe a weekday promo would be a good idea. This is speaking about the future naman.
Yes. True. In fact, to those who are in addition to France, well, for the restaurants, I think, I saw it in the news, no? They have this very, very particular, you know, sa mga operators, because they're encouraging the restaurant owners naman to operate na. But to those who are, I suggest yung sinasabi ni France, reach out to also to freelancers na experts. Ako, that's definitely, I agree with you, because you leave it to them, you know. If you're not good in content creation, your engagement, and if you're in a restaurant business, kahit masarap pa yung business mo, kung hindi nakikita yan online, sayang yung revenue on delivery. So, so that's why what you see, France, yung sinasabi niya is, to try to reach out to these experts who are doing contents and SEO, who can add more value to your business aside from dine-in, kasi they open na on dine-in. And at the end of the day, it's all about the content and preparing your roadmap to your business to come back for the restaurant. And that's definitely...
You have to really revisit your strategy because it's a different situation altogether right now. So hindi pwedeng kung ano yung nagawian mo, yun yung gagawin mo pa rin. So it has to be within the protocol of, the guidelines of the quarantine now, and what's sensible to run. So if you're focusing on local muna, so within the neighborhood, have some specific neighborhood only promotion. So that would pull in people that are closest to you, or more likely to say yes to the proposal kasi they're not gonna go out of the way. They're not gonna go, travel 1 or 2 hours or drive out 1 or 2 hours. So if you have to stick to the people closest to you to help you out. Kasi people are also, naturally they're helpful. Mababait naman tayo by nature. So if you ask for help, you're sometimes more likely you're gonna get some help. So if you embrace it na lang na you're gonna ask the community that you're living in to help you to bounce back, then that's the best approach you could give, to stick to the neighborhoods that you belong to.
And since we're talking about small business hero, segue, no?
Yeah.
True, you need to be a local hero first in your vicinity or proximity in your area. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, it's all about checking your competition and engaging with your community, your neighbors. And as a business owner, I consider the business owners a local hero. Then that's the time you expand, or if you want to go to another territory. Yeah. Okay, we have another question. This one is serious, friends.
Okay.
Na-prop ako doon eh. It's a yan. Okay na. You can read it, no? So how do I estimate the size of my market in the business? Yan. Ikaw na sa friends.
Yeah.
So,
it's a very broad question. Okay. How do you estimate the size? Again, if you're only starting, assuming that you're new in the industry, you go very small first. In terms of attracting, yung very aggressive selling. But if you want to test out how far you could reach, you go broad. So if you're based here of a service, or something that you have a storefront, you have a physical office. Right now, it's not relevant, of course, but in the future, if you want to, people are supposed to go to your place to be able to purchase your services, then you have to stick to your neighborhood. Kasi yun yung most likely, there are higher chances, of course, to converting than people who are outside. For instance, I wouldn't go and have my haircut in Makati if I live in Las Piñas. So naturally, yun yung ease of, wala ng barriers masyado. So in terms of direct potential customers, neighborhood tayo. But if in terms of branding, you could go broader, because that's how you narrow it down. You have to go broad first before you see which ones are quality. So yeah, that's how I would always think about when it comes to targeting and knowing the market.
Yes, Nico, and it's kind of tricky about the estimate size of your business.
Medyo tricky.
Kasi rin siya eh. Nico,
I have to ask him what his the nature of his business and where he is. So.
Specific, but on a general point of view, yes, you need to evaluate your vicinity. You need to evaluate how far can you, depend anong product mo, kaya mo ba mag-supply, kaya mo ba accommodate when you're promoting online. Maraming factor. Maraming factor. So to make it short, check your check your what do you call this? Check your market size in terms of hanggang saan ba kaya mo mag-provide or mag-service. It's either online or offline. So before you try to estimate your market size, you focus with your customer first. In my opinion, you focus with your ano bang kailangan nila, ano bang gusto nila. Then that's the time. That's why this is the split time is coming in, and yung split na yan and the wild card, it's very helpful. So mag-replay ka, Nico. Okay. More question pa. Yeah. Meron ka pa question? Okay, I'm just gonna browse. France. Oh my God. Salamat daw. Sabi ni Charm nga, SEO. I agree with you. Thank you for sharing, Ma'am France. Nico. Okay, I agree. From Ariel Rodriguez. Oh, nice to. Sabi niya, coming from France, people who travel internationally in the last year wildcard true. But I think the traveling sector, I'm from hospitality. We're fucked. I'm fucked. But just to give you,
The
those who
end.
are in hospitality, ano lang, I'm trying to survive. We're not making money, but we're forecasting, no, on months of August, September, we are expecting ng increase ng 15 to
Sana, no?
20%.
That's good.
Na, but again, this is again the online. Since we're talking about online business, we use online, of course, content marketing for those who nasa hospitality. You can use this. I'll share our blueprint. We became successful. We address hostel co-living kami. So we retarget our clients sa local long term. So we're talking about 3 months to 6 months.
Nice.
All right? Yes, because international, they cannot travel, and I don't wanna.
Yeah.
So we ended up working with call center agents, who's like to us for 3 to 6 months. But again, the content that we did, talking about engagement and call to action, we created a video and design content designs na telling them, don't be afraid. This is the new normal. Wala tayong magagawa rito.
Yes.
It's either we live in fear, or it's your choice. Let's go out, but let's be
Careful.
Embrace normal, like the mask, sanitizer, yung foot nyo, social distancing. Otherwise, if we don't do this, we are going to dead as a business and as an employee, or I don't know what. To be honest, I'm not the expert being economist, but if we live in fear, I guess. I don't know. I
agree with you.
That's what sabi nga ni France na huwag kayong matakot mag-test din, because this is the new normal na. So we are forced to come up with a new idea, with whether it's, I don't believe in there's such thing as good or bad idea. I think the COVID-19 forces us, everyone, to be creative in these times of crisis, because this is something new to us, and it's all about how we respond, no? How we and use this online or technology in our advantage. Anyway, so that's another sharing lang for those who are in hospitality. And we were able to survive, I believe, because what we did, imagine, nakalock up na kami ng revenue 3 to 6 months, no? So malaking bagay sa amin yun. And at the end of the day, lahat ng sinabi ni France, we did the split time, we did the wild card, we never invest on SEO, kasi nga small lang naman din yung property. But lahat ng sinishare ni France doon, useful talaga. So ako na yung case study ni France. And the it's very helpful. Okay, from Edward Aldas Chavaria. Bye, mayong hapon bye, but he's in Qatar. Ano daw? Yeah, nice. Be more creative and innovative. True. Please share. Edward Aldas Chavaria is a thought leader also from Qatar, France. Maybe you should invite France. Edward, you should invite France also, because it's very generous.
Why not?
The ticket also. So France, okay, we collaborate with them with 3M Financials. They're helping overseas Filipino workers, to this crisis, also investment about business. Segue lang, okay, shameless plug. But anyway, at the end of the day, we need to grab this opportunity, all this technology and innovation, and these are the the bridge, between the business owner and user, and I believe there's no other choice to. Kung gusto mo mag-survive in these times of crisis, especially if you're a business owner.
Exactly.
And if you're a micro business owner also, oh my God, those kind of strategies that France shared to us, use this and share it to your fellow, because malaking bagay yan. Marami naman libreng app din, tsaka tools to use na hindi mo kailangan magbayad. And then pag may mga order ka na ng mga 50,000 a week, mag-invest ka na, sabi niya, France.
Yun na.
Medyo invest na.
Don't settle. Don't settle with just, lang investment on ads. That's really how you're gonna grow talaga, scale it. True.
Okay, I guess, wait, again, I will just review France if they have more questions. Sure. Okay. So, France, thank you so much. thank you so much. Meron pa naman din tayong another few minutes. But I will ask you na lang din, no? So if ever they wanted to find you, can you tell them how to reach you, no? Because the Small Business Heroes PH objectives, our goals is of course to support and help our fellow entrepreneurs or those people who wanted to start, a business. And part of the program is our business hero like France is giving her time to give you consultation and mentorship. But again, hindi naman natin pwedeng isa-isahin to, guys. So yeah, France, if ever they wanted to reach out sa iyo and ask, questions, can you please invite them?
Yes, if ever you have questions about marketing and all, actually I put it up on my LinkedIn page. Like I do provide free consultations, marketing consultations to anyone. So by all means, you can message me or send me an email at fluxprodigital.com. So that's FRANCE at FLUXPRODIGITAL.com. So yeah, I'm more than willing to entertain questions, whatever that may be, given it's marketing and business related and how you're looking into helping yourself and helping your business grow. It's really essential to right now, especially to small businesses, to make sure that when they do launch online, you're doing it properly. So, kasi marami na-discourage agad when it comes to starting a business because it's a Herculean task to even launch here. But you know what? They're slowly progressing and shifting to online. They have this IRIS program, just so you know, and even the city, they would encourage you guys to register. So yeah, if you want to register, you could register now. All the offices are open anyway. So just make sure that you're legit, and it only takes a week or 2 weeks. If you're very if you have so much time, right naman now eh. So yeah, I would advise for people to start there, or even just have the ideas already in place, and come message me, and then yeah, I'm happy to help.
Okay, there you go, guys. We're gonna stalk France Pinzon. There you go. You allowed us. There you go. Lagot ka sa amin, France. Just kidding. But yeah.
No
Stock
problem.
talaga yun. Okay, no problem daw. Okay, LinkedIn ha, in-spell pa sa inyo yan. Pag di nyo pa na-gets yan, ewan ko na lang. So, can you share, for example, okay, so for now, you will stay in the Philippines, right? Or you have plans to go back in Malaysia? Once the flight is...
right now, yes. Well, I do have no choice but to be stuck here for a while. But yeah, as soon as the borders open, I will be in Malaysia for a bit, just to check on the team, and yeah, I go back and forth naman kasi. So anyway, it's online, so I'm very much available whenever. Same time zones naman tayo, so walang problema.
There you go. And yung mga womenpreneur dyan, yan, tulad yan, dumadami na. Hi to Ma'am Thea Bella from Zamboanga. I believe we met on one of the conference, online summit ni Sir Edward. Hello, Thea Bella. Mayong hapon. Bisaya ako daw. Bisaya from Cebu, Leyte. So, but anyway, so any encouraging words of France, no, before kitang chikahin at baka ubusin ko yung oras ko dahil sobrang daldal ko, nagkakape na ako. Any encouraging words to those who are starting a business, or to those who are struggling, sa lahat ng nasa e-commerce dyan, traditional business, freelancer, ano pa ba, own an agency, virtual staffing. Yeah, yes. Please, your encouraging words, even me, makakatulong yan dahil sa sobrang overhead ng finances. Yeah, please tell them, share your...
There's for me, being a former employee, former freelancer, I've been through those stages naman in my life before I officially became a business owner and entrepreneur. Yeah, you just have to jump. Yun naman yun eh. If it's your belief, then if you have that, you think that you're just gonna you could provide this to more people. That's the essence of, when you want to run a business, you could scale it. Because otherwise, if you're gonna think like a freelancer pa rin, and you don't want to, just not expand and keep all the services within your capabilities, you're not gonna last. So that's how I learned it also when I was a freelancer before. I didn't have time. I hold my time, but in the end, I didn't have time because it's just a lot of people that I have to, and a lot of clients that I have to service. So you wanna retrieve or recover that time lost, that you have your private time, then you could shift to being a business owner and get the right people. So I think yun bottom line is, if you have like-minded people, it doesn't have to be partners, but more on people that believe in the same goals as you are, you could get them and as part of your team, like as an employee or someone who could fill the gaps that you cannot fill on your own. So yun naman yun, just jump and find the right people who are better than you. And also, yung worry about the other stuff later. Just, first launch it. Yun lang yun. So find your very first client. Yun yung number one. And then fake it until you make it. And it's actually true. Because you will learn as you go. So if you are lacking in experience, for instance, you're a designer, but you lack experience, but you want to run your business as a, provider of designs and visuals, then make sure that you find the clients first. Find your very first client or first 3 clients, and then find the right people. So yun muna yung kailangang pumasok bago ka mag-worry about all these other stuff. So yeah, that's how you also get better, kasi you will get first-hand response, feedback from an actual client. So you might mess it up because you are new and you're not well experienced, but that's how you also get experience. So chicken and egg type siya.
Yun nga.
That's it.
Get the right people, sabi ni Ma'am France. So yan na, babasahin ko na Sir Edward. Magaling to si Sir Edward Mantol, good listener. Get the right people who will fill the gaps. France Pinzon, there you go. And in addition, you jump, totoo yun not for anything. Some people, of course, stereotype because I have white hair, kind of middle-age crisis guy, long hair. Sabi like, you're an artist. Salamat. I would like to think I'm an artist. But yeah, kukonek ko lang kay France, kukonek ko lang sa sinabi ni France na don't think too much. When I started my company, this is the, you might use the case study. I started a design company. Not for anything, I don't know Photoshop.
There you go. Canva. That's what I just. That's what I said.
There's no Canva. There's no free app in 2003, in 2004. Friendster yung gamit namin tsaka Multiply. Di ba? You know my age. So mine today, this is the 100% true from France. Okay, don't think too much. Parang overthinking ka, wala kang mag-uumpisahan So what I did is, sinabi ko, I design, and my client, okay, so here's the peg. Like, I can do that. Yeah. So I close the contract first, then I look for the graphic artist. So you don't in this, and remember, this is 18 years ago. There's no tools, there's no community, whatever like this right now, and I'm doing my old school texts and phone calls, looking for my friends, my batchmates, and I met in the industry and ad agency. Like, hey, dude, can you do the design? I'll pay you this, and Just I'm a communicator, and I don't have the skill set to design. I let someone to do it, but they pay me, win-win situation, and the rest is history. So what we're trying to share with you guys, just try it, and kung employed ka, huwag ka muna mag-resign. Please, lalo na ngayon. Huwag ka mag-resign. And use the time and the resources that you have, because this kind of this kind of situation And there's, of course, pros and cons, but in every crisis, there's an opportunity, and we try to find it. Although we know what's happening, wala na tayong magagawa, nandiyan na yan eh. Diba, Franz? Wala na, andyan na yan eh. Hindi alangan naman mag-complain. So that's why ako, no, to be honest, I struggle for the past 3-4 months. Oh my God, I have a physical office because nag-rent kami. Talking about reaching to the right people, I called them. I reached to them like, hey dude, ano bang ginawa mo? Again, although nag-miss na ako dati, na bankrupt na kami dati kasi France my company nag-fold na. Bankrupt ako, then I was able to came back. But again, I still do the same because along the way, people come and go. And along the way, people around us has a different skill set and expertise. And masusurprise ka even if we're not close. Even we're a very good example of France, diba? We met on LinkedIn.
Yes.
So yan, there you go. Okay? Pero hindi ko ini-stock, baka magalit yung mag-joke sana ako. Okay na, bad joke. Okay, walang cut, live daw to. So, nag-meet kami ni France, LinkedIn. And I was like, oh, France, we have something in common. Then we chat. See? Now we were able to talk, and technically we don't know each other now because what happened, it comes naturally because we are on the same wavelength. And and then this is the best time to network or to introduce yourself and to talk to someone, and you never know what will happen. Pero kung nahiya ba ako kay France, mamaya wala na tayong webinar. See? Ngayon, pinopromote ko na, let's talk France. So on a serious note, this is a very good example of digitalization and online. We can reach out to people who can help us. If you need help, don't be shy. Wag ka na mahiya, makapalan mo na yung mukha mo.
Kapalan na yung mukha yan.
Yes. In fact, I sent some email to the CEOs, but again, there's no harm in trying. I invited them, like, hey, one of the CEO of Southeast Asia. I sent an email. But again, sabi ko lang, wala naman mawawala. Wala naman hindi naman ako broadcaster. But again, people, they know. People, sometimes they feel it. People, I believe, still are in times of this, yung compassion, I would say. Meron pa din. And, even if we're not making money a lot right now, but I still believe in karma. And what comes around goes around. So, anyways, ayan na, nadadalda na ako kay France. Magpapasalamat na ako kay France Pinzon. Thank you so much na makaulit. Pero, guys, by the way, si France and me, kasi normally our speakers, we have part 2. Pero yung part 2 kasi, we're making a part 2, but this time, focus na lang sa consultation. So, please, stay tuned or watch out yung Facebook page natin and nasa group because France will schedule, her free time for focus naman sa consultation. So, you can email her. So, we're gonna talk it and we're gonna release the video soon. And anyways, thank you so much, France. Maraming salamat sa'yo. Sana makaulit kami. And to those who would like to partner with France, Pinzon, there you go. Nakalagay naman sa link. And goodbye, guys. Salamat. May replay naman to. We will upload this in YouTube and in our Facebook group. So, salamat sa inyong oras at especially kay France Pinzon.
Hopefully everyone got some good tips and takeaways from this talk. So happy to be
true. Kahit ako, France, dami ko natutunan sa'yo.
Nice.
So, totoo, pag ako audience, I'm a fanboy, no? Because this webinar naman is it's all about them and us. We listen to you guys. And surround yourself with brilliant people like France. Mahal yan sa ABS-CBN, TV5, buti na lang nadaan sa sa smile natin. But on a serious note, yes, France, she works in a multimedia company, one of the biggest company in the Philippines, and so thankful that we have you right now. Okay, so goodbye. Thank you for the replay. Watch out and YouTube, please subscribe naman. Shameless plug. We need you to subscribe sa YouTube channel namin, Entrepreneur Beach Club PHTV. Okay. Good day and have a great weekend. Thank you so much, Bye.
Bye.
Salamat. Bye-bye. Bella!